Hello, and thank you so much for
Indeed.
joining. Wow.
Was that another wonderful show? I think that was fantastic. Okay. And if you want to say anything, please unmute so we can hear you.
There's a way to raise your hand if you're not being recognized somewhere in here. So, whoa.
Uh-oh, I hear echo.
I wanted to turn into a dance party. You were both into the music at the end.
Say that again.
I thought we all should turn it into a dance party at the end with the music. David and I were both going like this at the end. That was fabulous.
I know that Gwendolyn is here, and Ife from last week's episode. Ava is here, so folks might have some questions to ask them, or just want to talk to them. So,
I mean, we have so many great performers here as it is.
Natalie's here.
Open the floor.
I think we're all speechless. For once.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Huh?
Everybody incredible. But Gwendolyn, the voice, oh my God. Thank you so much. Glad I heard that.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
I want to be like Gwendolyn when I grow up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Are you going to become a contralto?
Aw. Thank you all so much. And by the way, it's kind of hard to text and type and fight traffic while there's flood going on here in Nashville. But thank you all so much for the beautiful comments. It was a beautiful concert overall.
Yeah, you were fabulous. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely
really.
Fabulous.
And Gwen, we are so looking. Gwen's going to be singing April 17th and 18th. You have to buy your tickets because she's the lead in this story. And I have to say, we just recently had an interview by the Chicago Tribune's the new music critic, who was quite taken. And Gwendolyn just talking about her role, all of that we saw in the Balm and Gilead, that filling the backstory, the richness of it. I can't wait to see you as the Chicago healthcare worker speaking your truth. It's going to be overwhelmingly powerful. So
thank you so much. Thank you. I'm looking forward for you guys to hear that opera. It's a wonderful work overall, not just with me, but for everyone else in the cast. Super work so far. So yeah, but thank you all so much for your comments and for your love. I'm hearing myself while driving, so it's kind of hard to keep my eyes open sometimes, but thank you so very, very much.
Natalie started us off, and I'm sorry it took a while, I gather, for us to get the sync and focus. Zoom is still a kind of funny place to do these things. So we can go back to the same page that brought you here, go back to that same page tomorrow, and you will have this concert to hear again. Natalie, that was so... what's so lovely is it's kind of a country western / folk / something else song, and you just make it so real.
Can you unmute Natalie?
Yeah, hey, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm a big Patty Griffin fan. I love the indigenous American music forms, so that's, jazz and blues and country, and they all come out of Black American traditions. So I love singing material that kind of brings them together. I did a whole show called Black, White, and Blues, sort of about that very thing. And when I first heard that song, it was on an album of Patty's in 2006. I just thought it was amazing. And there aren't a lot of songs about Dr. King. There are a few, but I usually do a show on MLK Day every year. So I like to find all the MLK songs. Like, I didn't know Ella wrote a song for Dr. King.
Oh,
One
really?
of the few songs Ella wrote. Yeah.
Do you do it?
Yeah, I do.
Excellent. Well, we had look forward to hearing it someday.
Mhm.
What's the name of it, Natalie?
It's called "It's Up to You and Me."
That. Thank
It's
you.
hard to
You're
find.
being muted.
I don't know if I think the only recording is her live, maybe. Yeah, I did find it when I was putting it in the Ella show a while ago, but it's hard to find.
I wanted to give a shout out to Cornelius, who I think may have joined us recently. What a great, phenomenal job. And I hope you get to see the chat, Cornelius, with all the comments about your beautiful singing. You're muted, hon. Cornelius, you're muted. You're muted.
Okay, I'm in the car as well. So, but thank you, everyone. And it was beautiful what I was able to catch, and it's just been one of those kind of days. But I look forward to going back and getting to see and hear everyone. But from what I can see from the chat, everyone was beautiful, and thank you for just allowing me to be a part of this. And happy I could join. Thank you for Christine for this. It has been one of those kind of days. Good stuff, but yes. So thank you so much. Though. Thank you so much.
No problem. We appreciate your contribution, and we're looking forward to having more of your contributions if you can.
Well, thank you for that, and I look forward to it as well. And just thank you all for the work, the hard work that you put into this. And so thank you.
Well, thank you.
Ryan, and I just want to say I'm going to kind of echo last week, except I'm going to take it up a couple of notches. It was phenomenal. I'm glad I'm here. Claudia, thank you for telling me about this. Dave, thank you for all the work. Gwen is my Facebook friend. You were phenomenal. Cornelius, everybody, thank you. It was great.
Well, we were glad to have you. It was fun, a lot of fun watching everybody.
Yes.
I was just mad I couldn't sing, but next time.
By the way, I have a question. Am I interrupting anyone?
No.
Oh, so what happens now? This is the final concert. Is this going to continue? Because I know a couple people that should be on this show. In fact, Cornelius Johnson coached them way back when they were in high school. I don't know if he remembers that. William and Jonathan.
Oh, wow.
They are now professionals and they're in their 30s. But I'm thinking, boy, it would be great to have this continue. So what's going to happen?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. It turns out at 4:30 today, we're going to have what we call a steering committee meeting. Okay, that's for people who want to have impact into what's going on in the future. We did a major job with this show in that it was something that even I'd never envisioned 8 months ago, and here we are. So now the question, like the Vanessa Williams song says, where do we go from here? So we're going to have a little chat today, but that's not going to be any deciding factors. We just need to air a few things out, look at what we did, etc. So if anybody has a feeling that they want to be part of the steering committee, just drop me a note, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But in all honesty, this is not the end. COVID forced us to do something that we had not planned to do, this version of the show. So from here on, what we're going to do is step back, breathe a little, allow Claudia a little time off, because let me put it this way, when it comes to making this thing happen, Claudia was monstrously important. I will stand behind no one saying how happy we were and proud we were to have her involvement in making things happen. But, she needs a break. We need a break. So we're going to take a little time after the meeting, a little thinking, and then we'll see where we go from here.
I want to answer the question about how can somebody join the roster. The roster is very wide open to African American performers, and clearly, what's so interesting is, having a lot of other folks who want to be part of this. So you can write to BVIC, which stands for Black Voices in Cabaret, at workinginconcert.org. Submit a headshot, submit a bio. Bryant Young just recently, raised his hand and said, I want to be part of this. So please, Gay, tell your mentees that they are more than encouraged. There's a lot of other professional singers out there who don't necessarily consider themselves cabaret performers. Opera singers and rap singers and whatever. So
magicians
and magicians. So we're trying. I've been told that we're really bending the definition, but this is the Chicago definition of cabaret: is that anything goes as long as you can tell us a story and be personal with it. So anyone who's feeling comfortable to share themselves on stage in that way is welcome. So I would say send your materials. It may take us a little while. I am going to take a break to get everything up. I have to thank Dave DeGuyer is our new executive assistant. He's been fabulous. Lydia Stux and Barb Smith are two very regular, I can depend on volunteers. Dan Johnson and David Stevens, of course. We've had Evelyn Danner and Ava Logan and Ruth First and Arlene Armstrong and Cynthia Clary and Margaret Murphy as, programming and, putting their 2 cents in about how we shape these shows and how we do this. So,
and don't forget a certain Dan somebody who was
Dan Johnson is our historian in the making, because we are trying to understand where the term cabaret first got used and how it got used here in Chicago 100 years ago. That's part of this underlying history. Natalie has spoken so much to how so much of the history of American music is Afro-American music, right? It's really embedded in what comes out of the African-American experience, whether it's blues or country or jazz. And I would say cabaret, we tend to think of it as being this Paris thing, but there were folks in New Orleans who were doing their conservatory training in Paris in the 1880s and 90s and turn of the century, and who go back, with highfalutin ideas about how to put a clarinet into a jug band and make it into jazz. And I'm sure those same people said, there's this thing called cabaret, and we should do something with it, because then you see a bunch of African American performers like Joe Frisco who call themselves cabaret artists. And it's like, how did that happen? So we're still digging in on that. And it's I think, though, when Natalie spoke to it, it's in the DNA of American music. It's deeply in our DNA, whether we're more recent immigrants like my family or, here for 300 years. So come on, come on, come all. And yes, people should stick around for the steering committee meeting, which will begin as soon as this chat is over.
Can I say I wanted to thank everybody who worked on the program.
Oh, Madeline, yes. There she is.
Yeah, here I am.
Hey.
In all my glory. Yeah. It was a wonderful experience working with everybody and getting it together, and I never thought we would really get it done when we started talking to people in November, and it was so shaky. So yeah, it was fun, and it was great to be involved. Thank you.
Well, we were glad to have you because you added such wonderful performance. It was great.
It was just like everyone else. Is just wonderful. Some people were more wonderful, but we were all wonderful.
Yes, you were. I want to remind folks that if you go back to the website, there's a section called Conversations. Black History Month, we had asked folks, Madeline, and I'm going to forget some people here, but a bunch of people made testimonials about their influences whether it was Joe Williams, I think that was Natalie Douglas's, or whether Lynn Jordan talked about Nina Simone and Margaret Murphy talked about Von Freeman and Ramsey Lewis was brought up by Chuck. Madeline talked about kind of the ancestors in general. It was really lovely. Cynthia talked about life without Cabaret would not be the same. And I think I'm missing a couple of others, and we're still taking those testimonials. I would love to, sort of keep weaving those into what we're doing because it really speaks to what inspires us. So.
Let's see. Anybody
Oh,
else?
Holly, unmute and join in on the conversation here. Holly,
see.
can you unmute?
So many problems.
Breaking up.
The first one, but I wanted to thank everyone for the effort and the love and joy you put into this.
I think she's having a little technical.
Yeah, we get a. If you're on original sound, that might help. So,
go ahead.
You may have to write this up in the chat, Holly, because we're getting so much feedback. But I'm so glad you're able to be here and to say so.
I saw Patrick here too. I wonder if he could step up to the mic. I thought I saw him here. I think he vanished.
So our loyal fan Felicia was saying that yes, she asked whether we will be hosting some garden concerts.
Yeah.
If you're on original sound. Yeah, we're just getting Holly's looping. Getting so much.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I'm sorry. No, I think it's not going to work.
Thank you.
David, can I say something?
Okay, sure. Go ahead, Ruth.
When Madeline said that at the beginning she thought she couldn't believe how you were going to all get this together, I have to say, as for the last 9 years that I've been working with you, Claudia, I always feel I don't know how you're going to get this together with the connexion, with all the different things that you do. I think, how in the hell are you going to pull this one off? And then amazingly, I don't know how you do it, but you pull all these people together and fabulous people, and you pull it together, and it's like a rabbit. It's like David's magic. It's like a rabbit out of a hat. I don't know how you do it, but
Claudia is the best impresario. This is her calling. I mean, she's a wonderful performer, but what she does to put people and events and things together, it is magic.
I think we have to. I think your name needs to be Claudia Ziegfeld.
That's a thought.
Claudia, you have to teach a class in what you do. I mean, it really is.
It's amazing.
It's a wonderful idea, but let me tell you, it comes from within because you either have the strength or you don't. So she has it. She has it. Okay, there's no question about it.
It's skill.
Yeah, I will say that Hillary Feldman teaches a course on how to put a show together. It's a fabulous course, and I really recommend it. But there's also just collaboration. I don't do this by myself. Anytime I start to feel like I'm doing it by myself, I go a little crazy. As Christine warrant. And it's really been fascinating to work with Christine to create working in concert as a structure for all of this, because without the structure, it's a lot harder. So we have working in concert, we have donors, we have people who volunteer, and we have people who ask things of us and expect us to do things, but then we turn around and we say, what are you going to do to make it happen? And it doesn't happen. I mean, I think if anything, it's that I say to you, yes, you can. And if necessary, yes, you will. And then we do it together. So I think that's a good part of why it happens. So yeah, I'm going to take a little break.
But you do have a gift, Claudia, and it's like magic, because I always think she's gone. She's just taken one step too far. She can't do this, and then you do it.
She's a visionary and she's an architect.
Yes, yes.
And she can visualize the final product and put the pieces together in the sequence of getting it done. Really, she's got a wonderful talent.
And we've all been a product of the yes, you can.
Yes, we have.
Yes, as with Song Shop, right?
Yes.
Among other things.
And yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
Well, but we need to stand behind her, and others are doing the same type of thing, because like we said, she's great, but she can't do it alone. She needs us.
Yes.
Everybody on this feed right now, we can all be a part of it.
I do want to say to the steering committee question, this is going to be really, really crucial for Black Voices in Cabaret to move forward. There are people who are not comfortable with the notion that there's a white person who's kind of the producer.
Right.
And I can say I was asked and I'm doing the bidding of others, but there has to be a way to make sure that the Black Voices in Cabaret is led by Black performers.
Yes.
I can help, I can mentor, I can, be resourceful with you, but it won't happen. It won't continue to happen if there's not a leadership that continues to grow.
Okay.
That's going to be
I can't disagree with you on that, Claudia, but also understand that, remember when I came to you with the idea, I was thinking a song shop concert. Okay. I was just thinking, okay, let's get a few of us together. We'll do a song shop type concert, and then that will be great. And we get people together, we get talking, and then the next thing I know, we're doing what?
You should have known better, David.
Yeah. Remember, I'm still new to this community by 6 or 7 years. I had no clue. But any event, you're right, there will be, but right now our biggest job is to step back, take a breath, and think about the things you said. Because the next question is, we did something that several people would take several years to do. We just did a really rocket jump start to this thing, which I never anticipated, and that's all well and good. So now the next question is, what do we do for an encore?
Yeah.
And so that's the big question, and more importantly, who wants to be involved? Because I'm perfectly willing to stay more or less where I am for the time being, but definitely we need a little more participation and direction than we've had at this point, not because people didn't want to, but because we never made it clear what we needed.
Well, we're learning. Margaret Murphy, who's here, has been a real inspiration to me. She's running the Southside Jazz Coalition I think you can explain maybe a little bit better how the coalition itself came together and what you do there. But, this is a partnership. I think that's growing.
I agree.
And the Southside Jazz Coalition, I think, is going to be a very important part of that growth. And I know there's other organizations where, Che Rhymefest has talked about his Art of Culture, which is also a Southside organization. He's rethinking what that's going to be like and how it's going to grow. And I think Black Voices in Cabaret is going to just be part of these other, in the same way that it's part of Working in Concert, I think it's going to be part of the Southside Jazz Coalition. It's going to become part of Art of Culture. I hope. I mean, I think that makes sense to me, that it's a kind of multiple layers of collaboration. And so, Margaret, tell us what you're thinking here.
Well, I hope that, well, Black Voices in Cabaret to me can be used as a bridge, because I see so many people on here who don't know about what we do on the South Side. What Claudia does, we've been doing on the South Side. I've been doing this now for 15 years, presenting shows at the Logan Center, at the DuSable Museum, 400, 500 seat theaters, standing room only. And most of the people on this call know nothing about it.
Right.
So performers that you guys don't know, musicians that have been playing in this city 30, 40 years, who, if you saw their name, you're like, who is that person? This person's probably been somebody from all over the world, like my husband. My husband, Mike Logan and Charles Heath, who played at Epiphany for those performers, those three men all played with Ramsey Lewis. My husband played with Stevie Wonder, was Aretha Franklin's bassist before she died. So I think that when I look at Black Voices in Cabaret as being a bridge between two societies that live in the same city who don't know each other. And I'm very passionate about it. I started this organization 5 years ago. Before that, I gave jam sessions because Von Freeman, who was my mentor, I watched him for 40 years have a place where all the musicians, Evelyn was there with me, all the musicians in the city would come from the north side, from the suburbs, everywhere. There was no color barrier. We would all come down to wherever Von Freeman was and just make music, and everybody knew each other. And I see this divide now that it breaks my heart. So I'm hoping that whatever I can do with the Southside Jazz Coalition and Claudia, I am swamped. I just produced a Unity Festival last week. I've got 25 shows that people are booking for the summer. I got nights out in the park. Boy, and I'm sitting here now doing taxes. So whatever I can help you do, if you need personnel, I've got personnel, baby, from age 15 to age 80 performers who want to perform. These are professional performers. So let me know what you need me to do. That's what we do at the Southside Jazz Coalition. We keep jazz alive on the South Side because everybody thinks over here is dead. It is not. Music is booming over here.
And that's one of the things you were telling me in the emails we traded, or somewhere we were talking about the fact that there are people on the north side that wouldn't cross over to the south side for anything. And that's one bridge that it would be nice if we could help overcome.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I want to do. I want to get some of my south side folks. I have people who will follow me because I'm a jazz vocalist, and there are people who will follow me to the north side. So, if we could just keep people to stop thinking about this city in terms of art and culture, as they got it, we don't get it. We all should have it, and we can all share it. We can all share our culture. We can all sit together in auditoriums. We can all enjoy one another. That would be the best outcome for this.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. I'm going to suggest that we're probably finished with our sort of general audience meet and greet,
right?
And that those folks who want to stay on, that we should start this discussion for the steering committee.
That would be a good idea, because although I think some people might want to take a little, how we say, necessary break. Just saying.
So we'll let Sue say goodbye and others.
Hey, bye, Jean-Claude. Bye.
Bye,
Au revoir, Jean-Claude.
Bye, bye. Au revoir, Claudia. Au revoir, tout le monde. Bye, bye. Thank you so much.
This was wonderful.
Bye,
I'm glad I got to be here.
Thank you so much. And bravo, David, for your magic. It's genius.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. No,
thank you, everybody.
I honestly think it would be just good if we could just take a few minutes, Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
At least for some of us.
Okay, so why don't we'll keep the Zoom on. We'll mute everybody and we'll come back in like 5 minutes.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, so
I just want to say goodbye, everybody. This is Gwen. Thank you so much for the honor, so much.
Okay. First of all, glad you made it home safe. Okay.
Yes.
And thank you.
You're fabulous, Gwen.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So wonderful.
The concert was wonderful. I enjoyed everyone. It was just
Yes.
beautiful. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay.
You
You
too.
too.
we'll see you at the opera. See you at the opera.
Okay, we'll mute up
Thank
and
you,
then we'll restart in about 5-10 minutes. Okay, Claudia?
Okay.
Okay.
So we can stop the recording, and we'll come back if we want to record. We'll record separately.
Okay.
Okay.